Joe, you've just extended your contract with Kent, a long-term deal, and to stay at the club. Just tell us a little bit about the thinking behind that from your perspective.
Yeah, obviously getting a bit older now, and yeah, delighted to have sort of secured my future at Kent for the next few years, and obviously hoping to finish my career at Kent. Still a while off yet, but yeah, hopefully lots of good years ahead of me in terms of performances and success for Kent, and delighted to be a part of that for the next few years.
And your form at the minute seems to be getting better and better. Do you think this is the best you've played as an all-round cricketer in all three facets of the game?
Yeah, I think so. I think you know, I'm very, I suppose, comfortable and you know my game pretty well. At the age of 32, probably would have liked to have sort of been playing like this from a younger age, but yeah, delighted with my current form and just really enjoying my cricket. Great to be back at Kent after a few years obviously away with Middlesex, but delighted to be back and really enjoying it this year especially. There's been obviously a few new faces, a bit of a change within the club, and the lads, the spirit within the dressing room and the culture around the club at the minute is fantastic to be a part of. Yeah, very happy.
What do you think's clicked? Because a few things have happened off the pitch. You're obviously married now with a child, and you think the fatherhood and the family side of things has perhaps settled you down off the pitch?
Yeah, I think so, probably. I think obviously having Henry a couple of years ago and married life, and yeah, I suppose you take care of things off the field, then it takes a bit of pressure when you step on the field. So yeah, I think that's helped. It puts things in perspective in terms of what's really important in your life, and just enables you to go and, I suppose, really enjoy playing the game of cricket that you love.
Yeah. And the captaincy, you kind of thrust upon you a little bit with circumstances in the winter, but you've really taken to it. You seem quite a natural in the job. You're not too officious like some captains. You kind of let the lads lead themselves a little bit. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. You know, I was obviously very happy and delighted to be given the vice captaincy. Great for Sam to be given the captaincy and lead the club forward. But obviously when he's away with England duties or wherever he may be, it's nice to lead the boys. Yeah, like you say, I'm not one that's it's certainly not a dictatorship when I'm in charge. It's I like to keep everyone involved and try and let everyone know what's going on, what's the plan, and keep everyone on the same page. And they've responded really well to that, and we're certainly building a great environment within the dressing room, which is just as important. To be a successful team, we may not have world beaters or a team full of international players, but if you can get those little things right off the field and everyone pushing in the same direction, it's amazing what you can achieve on the field.
And you must have still harbour some international ambitions. Obviously, you played a lot of overseas cricket this winter. How has that kind of broadened your experience and tapped into that for your form of late, playing in these different conditions?
Yes, it's a bonus, I suppose, playing in these competitions all around the world and getting to experience different conditions. I suppose if you're not involved in international cricket, the next best thing is taking part in these big competitions and testing yourself against quality players overseas, and really trying to expand your game at the same time. And I've been very fortunate to have played the last couple of winters away in various different competitions, and I love it. It's been a really enjoyable last 2 years, and certainly looking forward to this winter. There's hopefully another busy schedule coming up in terms of T20 competitions, and yeah, can't wait to get going again.
And in terms of the stats and things, people pointing to all these records you keep getting. You've got now the T20 record, which you got last year, 127, 150 not out here in the One Day Cup, and then the record partnership with Sean last year. Are these things you kind of park for the moment and perhaps look back at in the future when you look back on your career, or do you take pride in obviously achieving these feats?
Yeah, it's obviously delighted to achieve these scores, but I'm sure those that T21 and the One Day record will be beaten sooner rather than later. But obviously it's nice to hold them while they still stand. And yeah, as long as, you know, if I'm scoring these runs and contributing in these ways, then hopefully the team is successful at the same time, and that's the most important thing. But hopefully, yeah, we can break a few more records in the next few years.
And a word final on Canterbury Week coming up. Obviously you've got 2 T20s there, but in between that the challenge for 4-day match. And people always talk about the challenges of adapting. Is that something you kind of got used to now as a modern cricketer?
Yeah, I think that the schedules, we're used to the schedule these days, and as busy as it is, it's you know, just something we have to deal with. And with the cricket we're playing at the minute, we're in line for silverware, I suppose, in all forms. We obviously disappointing loss at Lords, but we've started this T20 comp really well. Boys are in a really good place, and Red Bull cricket's been going really well as well. You know, 2 magnificent wins previous to the T20 start. So yeah, looking forward to that game actually against, is it Leicester?
Yeah,
Leicester in the Red Bull stuff. Yeah, hopefully we can, you know, keep the momentum going and really push on for promotion in Division 2 as well.
And playing here at Canterbury Cricket Week, does that mean anything extra to you, the cricketer, when you see the marquees go up? And it's a slightly different atmosphere to other games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's certainly a bit more of a buzz around the ground. You know, different days there's a sort of a different theme. There's past players that come in, and just gives you, I suppose, a true sense of the history of the club. And yeah, it's always a great week to be playing. Hopefully the weather's kind to us. We've had some brilliant weather this summer, and hopefully that continues, and Canterbury Week can be no different.
Smashing. Thanks, Jay.